loves! As promised in my recent e.l.f. Belle haul from their Disney Princess collection, I'm going to be showing you the look that I was wearing in that video and the look that I'm sporting today. Plus, I'll obviously be showing in motion a lot of the products from the Disney Belle haul. I apologize profusely if the lighting sort of like changes throughout this video. It's really like kind of a crap day to be filming a tutorial. Like it's really dark outside and the clouds keep coming and going. But I will try to fix it as best I can in editing. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this look and I hope you all enjoy. Okay, so getting started, I'm going to first take the Belle eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Belle. This is supposed to be like an eyeshadow and an eyeliner, so I'm assuming it's just like a creamy shadow. If I can get it out of the package. Okay, so here is the shadow. It's just like a really beautiful creamy golden color, and I'm just gonna take this on my fingers. Ooh, it feels like mousse or something. I'm going to pack this onto the lid just in a very thin wash, and this is going to be my eyeshadow base. I've actually already primed my lids for shadow, by the way, with a separate primer. Then before we jump into shadow, I'm just going to take a bit of my bronzer on a fluffy brush. This is just going to get dusted ever so lightly into the crease, and this is going to be our matte blending color. Honestly, I'm like loving this cream shadow. I would wear this on its own for just like a really simple summer look. So I'm going to go into the little Enchanted Tail eyeshadow compact, and I'm going to take this really pretty shimmery pink. I'm just going to pack this onto the inner corners and stop it about a third of the way in. Next, I'm going to take this crazy bright like orangey gold shade, and I'm basically going to pack this where that last color ended, so right here on the very center of the lid. And I'm really just going to pack that down first and then blend it later. I wiped off the rest of the color from that brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend this. And this will ensure that we keep the color where we want it, but it's still not like just a harsh line of gold. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to take this matte dusty rose color. I swatched this color just to see how it was going to perform, and it is quite sheer, but I'm still going to use it right here in the crease and really focus it in this outer V area. And I'm going to take a moment and just blend that up. Actually, it applies a lot better with a brush than it did with my finger. So really focusing that in the crease and in this outer corner area. And I'm gonna give that a quick blend just with the fluffy brush I used earlier. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of that gold on my finger and just lightly redefine that in this area to ensure it still looks nice and bright. First, I'm going to take a tiny bit of my bronzer and use this on the lower lashes. I'm just going to use this about 2/3 of the way in. Then I'm going to take that dusty purple color and just focus that on the outer third of my eyes. Then I'm just going to take a second or two and blend. I'm going to use that pink again and just take it on a much smaller brush this time. Just pop that right on the inner corners of the eyes. Highlight brow, I'm just going to take a bit of my face powder on a fluffy brush. Just pop that right on up there. So I genuinely feel like you could take this look in a million different directions. You could add some really soft falsies or even just do mascara and leave it at that. But I also think it will look really freaking bomb with some thick winged liner. So I'm just creating the baseline first. And now I'm just going to create the wing. So now I'm going to take my bronzer on a fluffy brush and just use this to be a very light contour. I'm actually going to use a contouring powder from one of the palettes in this collection, but I am going to get like a base color down first, so it doesn't look too stark. I'm going to take a tiny bit of face powder actually and just use this here. And I find the powdering after I've done bronzer in this area really helps to keep it from coming in too far and getting too dark. Also going to take bronzer under my jaw and down my neck because in case you can't tell, my fake tan is seriously rubbing off in the worst way right here, right now. Also going to contour the sides of my nose with this. think it looks really good, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. No, I'm just kidding, I'm gonna blend. Okay, so I've been doing this recently, and I did it in a recent tutorial. I think that went up Saturday for my It Cosmetics contest entry, but I didn't explain it very well. I'm going to take a matte face powder first, and I'm just going to bring this down my nose and stop right here at the tip. And I'm going to make sure that blends in really well, and this actually gives you a much straighter appearance on your nose than using a full-on highlight like everywhere. So I know the lighting may have gone a tiny bit warm, but I'm actually going to go into the Enchanted Tail face palette and just take the bronzer, and it looks like this is really dark, so I'm barely going to tap my brush in this, and I'm going to contour right under the cheekbones. Actually, it's not too pigmented. Also going to take a baby bit of this right under the jaw to hide any signs of a double chin. And I'm just gonna blend. I feel like a wild animal. Does anyone else just like viciously bite things with plastic on them until they open? I'm going to take a face powder. I've never used this one before. It's from L'Oreal, but I think it will really closely match my skin tone. I'm just going to pack this right under the contour. And we're going to basically just let that sit while we finish off our makeup. And this way the makeup under here sets and it will blend really easily when we come back later. I'm going to take the blush in this palette on a blush brush, obviously. And I'm just going to pop that on the cheeks. This is a really pretty blush, actually. It's very light. Now I'm going to take the highlight and just pop that right on top of those cheekbones. And I'm going to take a tiny bit right on the tip of the nose, and like I said, this for some reason makes it look so much straighter and more pointed. I'm going to take a tiny bit on the Cupid's bow, and whatever is left I'll drag it here on the forehead. My brows take a decade and you've seen them a million times, so I'm going to go do those and I will be right back. Sorry for the noise outside, guys. The mowers are working right outside my window. I put on some mascara after I did my brows, and now I'm just going to pop on some natural demi wispies. This look doesn't even really need false lashes. I think that your bare lashes against that crazy dramatic like winged liner will still look beautiful, but I do really like the tiny bit of added fullness and drama that these give to me. I wasn't really planning this, but to balance out the eyes, I'm going to take some MAC's Costa Riche eyeliner. I'm going to line my lips using MAC's Boldly Bare lip liner. Over top, I'm going to use Jennifer's Nude from L'Oreal. So that's it for me. I hope you guys like this one. If you want to watch the haul, it is linked down below for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, subscribe if you have not already. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. And I did that completely out of order, so it feels really wrong. But I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye.